For some reason, the video game news floodgate has been lifted this morning, and there's so much news going on out there that we definitely have to make a video on this. A major game is confirmed for the Nintendo Switch. PS4 sales are absolutely out of this world, and Nintendo is actually doing something major to improve their online service. I also got a bag of retro game treasure. Yes, a bag. I'm not quite sure why it's in a bag. And I have a major announcement at the end of this video that's honestly, it's going to shock the video game community. So what's going on in the world of video games? What do I got in my retro game treasure? And what's this big announcement I have? Sit back, relax, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about what's going on in the world of video games.
Hey, RGT85. Hey, Sean.
Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards! So first and foremost, PlayStation 4 has been the dominant console this generation. There's been great exclusive games, third-party games. It's pretty much been the go-to system for a lot of gamers. And PlayStation announced today that they have shipped over 100 million PS4 systems worldwide. And that's absolutely incredible to me, because for a multitude of reasons. Obviously, the PS4 isn't really a main focal point of this channel. We have covered some of the major games like God of War, Spider-Man. Of course, I'm looking forward to Death Stranding. They still have a bunch of key first-party exclusive titles, Ghost of Tsushima, and of course The Last of Us 2, but the PlayStation 4 has just been a very dominant brand this generation, and I'm happy that they have shipped over 100 million systems, because it just shows you how alive and well the video game console industry is doing. You have so many analysts and so many different people out there that like to downplay the importance of video game consoles. Oh, consoles are dying, streaming is the way of the future, nobody cares about consoles anymore, and then you get these astronomical shipped figures for the PlayStation 4, which is just absolutely crazy. It's really a slap in the face to all those people that like to downplay the importance of consoles. I absolutely love consoles. I love buying a console and then buying games for that console, especially games designed with that console in mind, first-party exclusive titles. And PlayStation has been absolutely dominant when it comes to first-party exclusives this generation comparative to the Xbox One. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's a lot of great things about the Xbox One, don't get me wrong, but they've definitely fallen behind in the first-party exclusives. And it just shows you how dominant the PlayStation has been this generation. So the PlayStation 4 has shipped over 100 million units, and my hat is off to Sony for this. Absolutely fantastic numbers, and I'm definitely very interested to see how this transitions into the PS5. You gotta remember, the last time Sony really dominated a generation was the PS2, and the PS3 kind of had a rocky start when it came out of the gate. So will Sony be able to keep this momentum with the PlayStation 5? It's going to be very interesting to see, but definitely very exciting times for the video game console industry and the video game industry as a whole. Next up, we have to talk about a game that I did not expect to come to the Nintendo Switch. This was a game, when it was announced, was confirmed for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, it's actually done by a company that Xbox and Microsoft own right now, being Obsidian Entertainment, and that is a game called The Outer Worlds. Well, The Outer Worlds was actually confirmed for the Nintendo Switch today, and I'm absolutely blown away by this announcement. Now, the Nintendo Switch version of Outer Worlds will be coming out later than the Xbox One, PS4, and PC versions of this game. So what is The Outer Worlds? Well, it's essentially Fallout, and good Fallout. Not that Fallout 76 stuff, but like Fallout 3, that first-person immersive experience where you're exploring this vast open world with interesting characters that react to how you are playing the game. And this just seems like a game that wouldn't be on the Nintendo Switch, so I'm definitely very interested to see how the Nintendo Switch version of this game works. I was really excited for this game. When it was first announced, it was one of the games that I talked about very highly. It was one of the highlights of E3 for me when it was first unveiled. I liked seeing it this past year at E3 as well. Just looks like a really cool Fallout style game, and considering that there is no Fallout currently on the Nintendo Switch, I think this game could end up being a huge hit. I definitely want to see more. I definitely want a concrete release date, but with how many games are coming out in the second half of 2019, honestly, I could probably wait for the Nintendo Switch version of this game. And it's definitely interesting because, of course, Obsidian, like I said, is owned by Microsoft. You just saw Super Lucky Tales get confirmed for the Nintendo Switch with a November release date as well. So this Microsoft and Nintendo relationship really seems to be blossoming. I don't know quite what's going on behind the scenes, but seeing The Outer World come to the Nintendo Switch is obviously a very big deal, and I hope the game is successful because I think this game looks absolutely phenomenal. As long as it's a solid port of the game, it seems like Virtuos is the company that's doing the port of this game. As long as the port is solid, I'm going to be on board with this 110%. Next up, we have a bag of retro game treasure. I'm not quite sure why it's in a bag. It seems like there's an additional item in here, but if you're not familiar with what retro game treasure is, basically it is a monthly subscription service that sends retro video games to your house. You tell them what systems you want to collect for, you tell them what games you already have, and they send you games every month. When they send you games, they update your checklist as well to avoid duplicates. It's definitely not a service for everyone, but if you're a fan of grab bag style stuff, it's a very good service, I feel. In the interest of full disclosure, they do send me a box to check out every month, so I definitely appreciate them. Just to sort of give you guys an idea of what you will get in the box, so let's see what's in this bag here. Stare into your soul as I open it up. Let's see what the extra item is. Yo! Okay, we got a brand new Retrobit Sega Genesis 6-button controller. This is dope as hell. You know, I actually watch another channel that does retro game treasure and video game monthly, a channel called Joe Goes Retro, and he got one of these this month, and I was super jealous. I was like, I really want one of these because I have not picked up the new Retrobit controller. So this is brand new. This is done by Retrobit in collaboration with Sega. It is an exact replication of the original 6-button controller. You can never have too many 6-button controllers, so that's super awesome. Like, this is super cool. I'm super stoked to have this. Definitely very, very cool stuff, and I can't wait to check it out. So yeah, we're off to a great start with this box. Now let's check out the actual games. First up, we have a disc game, maybe a Dreamcast. NHL 2K. I've actually never played this game. The 2K series, I played the NBA 2K and NFL 2K when the Dreamcast first came out, but I never played the NHL one. And I do like hockey games, like NHL PA 93 on the Sega Genesis is one of my favorite games of all time. I have so many fond memories of that. So I'm curious to check this out, honestly. You know, I haven't played a hockey game, like a newer style hockey game, in literally forever. So I'll definitely check this out. It'll probably be pretty cool to check out. Next up, it feels like we have 2 GameCube games, potentially. Let's cycle them together. First off, we have, okay, Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. Once again, I have never played this game. You know, the Crash Bandicoot series wasn't a series I played a lot growing up. I wasn't a big PS1 kid at the time, so I've never played this game. I absolutely know nothing about it, but it looks kind of cool. It looks like Crash Bandicoot. I did enjoy the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy. It is just game and disc, but hey, you know, that's cool with me. As long as the disc has a case with it, I'm happy with it. And the final GameCube game is Marvel Nemesis, Rise of the Imperfects. So I remember playing this game when it first came out. I believe I was working at GameStop at the time when this game first came out. It takes place in the Marvel Universe. It's sort of a weird style fighting game. It really hasn't aged all that gracefully, but I do remember somewhat enjoying it. So that's pretty cool as well. It is just game and disc, but definitely a game that I want to check out. Obviously, I just finished Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I've been doing the Infinity missions in the game to basically level up my characters and unlock additional characters. Finally got Magneto, so that's super cool. So yeah, I mean, pretty solid box here. We got Crash Bandicoot, Marvel Rise of the Imperfects, NHL 2K, and a brand new 6-button controller. If you guys are interested in signing up for the service, I got a link in the description box down below where you can save some money. There's no kickback to me or anything like that. It's just a way for you guys to save money. But definitely big thank you to Retro Game Treasure for the box this month. A lot of cool stuff here. And the final bit of news comes to us from the Nintendo financial report that was just released last night. A lot of interesting information, but the biggest thing to me about this financial report was the fact that there's an announcement about a major change coming to Nintendo Switch's online service. Now, to go over some of the numbers here, the Nintendo Switch is selling very well. Surprise, surprise. They have sold close to 37 million units. Mario Maker 2 sold about 2.5 million units in just 3 days. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is at nearly 15 million units. Splatoon 2 is past 9 million units. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is about at 18 million units. So the Nintendo Switch is selling well. I don't think this is a surprise to anyone, and it's great to see these crazy software sales for these games. I mean, almost 50% of all Nintendo Switch owners own Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Obviously, games are selling very well on the platform, but let's be honest, one of the major problems with Nintendo Switch is the online service. It's just not really been up to snuff so far. Of course, the NES/Famicom games are super cool to get for free every month, but really, the past few months have just been really abysmal in terms of releases. So Nintendo really needs to do something to improve upon it. Of course, we've got cool little things like Tetris 99, but I feel like Nintendo needs to do more things like that in order to to get people invested in their online service and to get people happy with their online service. Well, Nintendo has actually done something pretty interesting. They have announced that in Japan, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker will be free for 7 days for Nintendo Switch Online owners. So basically from August 5th to August 11th, if you have a Nintendo Switch Online account in Japan, you can download the entire Captain Toad Treasure Tracker game and play it for as much as you want. If you beat the game, awesome, you beat the game. Now after August 11th, the download will not work anymore. So you basically get the game for free for a week, and that's something that you see a lot with other services. And I definitely think that's a step in the right direction for Nintendo. Nintendo actually also announced that Captain Toad Treasure Tracker will be getting VR support through Labo VR as well, and that's a game that I feel could really benefit from it. It has sort of a simplistic graphical style, but it's very beautiful, and it really runs well on handheld mode, so I think the game will actually pop really well in Labo VR. But I definitely want to see Nintendo explore this more. Obviously, this is just for Japan only, but I guess if you have a Japanese eShop account, you should be able to access this and be able to play this game. It's something that Nintendo definitely needs to bring stateside as well, and maybe do a game a month like this. A game a month where you can play it for a week for free, maybe see if you like it. If you want to continue playing the game, then you can pick it up, or if you just wanted to get a sampling of it and play it for a week and then never return to it, you could do that too. There's a lot of games that I feel would benefit from this. Something like ARMS, a game that a lot of people, you know, it was kind of okay when it first came out, but then it just sort of fizzled out. I actually never bought ARMS, so I feel like ARMS would really benefit from this as well. But it's definitely great to see Nintendo taking a step in the right direction and fixing their online service. I think things like this will definitely benefit them in the long run, with both consumers and people wanting to get into the online game with Nintendo. Alright, so that is all the video game news and information I have for you guys for this morning. Obviously, it's been a very busy morning, so let me know in the comments section down below what you think of everything. Are you surprised by the success of the PS4? Because, well, really, I'm not. Are you shocked to see the Outer Worlds coming to the Nintendo Switch? Because, I mean, I am. And what do you think about Nintendo introducing free games for a week in Japan and potentially doing this worldwide as well? And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. And no, I did not forget the major announcement. I got something in the mail. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.